I'm trying to think about it. If TikTok was banned, you know what this would mean?
Uh, oh, so we're gonna have like another one of those, like when Vine got banned, and then everyone just joined YouTube. Or like when TikTok gets banned, everyone's just gonna what's it called join YouTube as well.
Exactly.
You are live, so we're live now, yeah. Okay, so Usman, start your thing.
Okay, okay. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? You're now brought back into reality with your co-host with the most for this week, Usman and Bello, aka Mr. IBP, alongside the host for this week,
Uh,
Abdullahi.
so, hello guys, welcome back to the number one podcast in Ireland, Into Reality podcast. Wait, we can say that right because like technically we are the number one podcast in Ireland because like there's no other
Yeah.
podcasts. So, welcome back to this today's podcast. So, Swan, I have a question, yeah. So, like,
Yeah.
this is like our third podcast, yeah. What's up with you with that intro? Like, you always say Mr. IBB and like that. I'm sure probably people are wondering what's the meaning behind that. So, like, would you like to shed some light onto that?
Okay, so when I started YouTube, my introduction was "What's up, guys? This is my name, Bello, aka Mr. IBP." And now I say, "What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is my name, Bello, aka Mr. IBP." I think as I got older, just saying "What's up, guys" is just a bit like, yeah, that's more suited for younger me. I got older, it's like, "Yo, what's good?" So I just sound better saying "What's good." Now the IBB. Now, if you're Nigerian, everyone knows IBB is the initial for Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. But
Who's
when I
he?
took,
Was he like a politician or something? If I could remember.
yeah, yeah, he was like a politician, yeah. But
Nice.
what I did with IBB and back in when I was going to school in Abuja, I always used that as international big boy because in my class, like I was probably like the only boy that's been outside of Nigeria. So that's why I just called myself that IBB.
So, so
So
that's where
even in my
international. So that's where international came from because you're the one who actually went international.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but what I said in my intro, I just mean like, hey, Mr. IBB. And now you know what IBB means, International Big Boy. But that was back from my earlier, like, back from 2011 up 2013.
Come on. So let's you have to get a new intro, like one that will stick out. So
Eh,
let's say into let's like it'll be like this in a deep voice, like welcome to Into Reality Podcast, where we get into reality. Ha ha ha. Like what you mean? Like you ever heard of Long Beach Griffey? Yeah,
yeah, I've
a
heard of him.
YouTuber. Like I swear, man. Like some of his videos, yeah, his voice would just go deep. Like, welcome, sir. How are you? And you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like, honestly, God. He's a funny guy, but he's really what's called again. How do you say? He has dark humor. Like, so you either love him or you hate him. Not in between.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Dark humor. Who used to have that?
Yeah. So, what's our first topic for today's podcast?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the recent news that's been going around, and it caught people by surprise. But there is a possibility of TikTok getting banned.
Well,
Now,
before we get into that, I'm just gonna say I hate TikTok. Yeah, it's full of what's called again weird, really weird people. Yeah, and just kids dancing. There's some
I
good
agree.
people. Yeah, I won't lie. There are some good people. Like there's some great people who I actually watch. Yeah, sometimes, but majority of them are trash. But that's just my opinion. Hope I don't get cancelled for that.
I mean, I agree with you. I hate TikTok too. It's basically a poor man's version of Musically because with Musically, it was actually fun. If I can just basically like lip sync to any song I wanted to, and that was when it was fun. But then since Musically got bought by by Chinese industry or company or whatever, and got changed to TikTok, that's when all the strange stuff started happening. Like the dance is, oh my god, the dance is there. Like
They're really bad, aren't they?
no, it's like it's barely dancing because like is it really dancing if you're not moving your legs either?
Yeah, no, but
Because
oh,
think
like,
about it,
I have a friend
they're
of
just
mine. Yeah,
standing.
his name. Yeah. So it's like I
Because
have a
think
friend
about
of
it.
mine. His name is Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, bless his soul. Yeah, like you like sometimes me and him would just send each other memes. Yeah, like when we don't want to talk or we're just bored, I have nothing to say. We just send each other memes, and then he'd be sending me some really funny TikToks. Like I'll probably put them in the video, like inside the clips. Which anyone, if you're watching this, yeah, go into the link. There's a link that takes us to the other channel, which contains clips, and subscribe. We'll try to hit like what's it? What should be the goal for that channel for the end of the year for
Let's
subscribers?
say maybe
That's
50.
that. Come on, 50. That's too short, man. Let's aim high. Let's see 1,000 for the end of the year.
Hey, that would be a
So like
godsend if that happened.
like 1,000 subscribers, okay, for the end of the year, inshallah, hopefully. And so that's where we post clips of the what's called again, like short clips, just in case you don't want to watch the whole podcast. Anyway, so my friend Dylan, yeah, he sends me some really funny memes. Like some of them are just some of them are annoying, some of them are like you're like what's happening, and some of them you just be bursting out laughing. Like there's this one meme, yeah, there's just some random dude. He's just shaking his head. He goes left, he goes right. You just have to see it, and you're gonna laugh. But yeah, but realistically, but that they're only like one in a dozen. Like majority of them are just trash. Like who's the most famous TikToker at the moment?
Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah, and all she does is just dance, right? That's all she does.
Yeah. And here's the problem. Here's my problem with her. She's oh, indeed she is the most popular TikToker in the world, probably around 40 million followers. But then I think she started complaining on Twitter saying that the can't believe people are like just talking about how her body is and all that sort of. She said, "Yo, she doesn't like that. Could people please stop doing that?" And I'm thinking about it, saying I feel bad for her, but at the same time, this is the internet we're talking about. People can basically talk about whatever they want. Now, you either have the balls to take it, or you don't. But it is what it is. Like people wanted, people were just. I guess people were just doing that just to get a reaction from her, and they
But
succeeded.
let me think about this. Okay, she is. We have to take account. She is what 16, so she's still a kid. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
16. Yeah,
like some people like. I don't think she didn't go with the intention of that she's going to blow up so fast. Like most people, like for example, like YouTube, like you've been doing YouTube for a long time, yeah, and we haven't blown up. Hopefully, this podcast is going to give us that 100K plaque. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But like some people take like what's it called again, like it takes them years before they blow up, and some people could just blow up like real fast. Like I remember, was it last year, 2 years ago? There was this girl who lived in a caravan, and she blew up like so fast. Like she got like 100, like a million subscribers. Was it less than a week or something? And people were saying, and then people had their conspiracy theories, and like it turns out it wasn't false that YouTube was promoting her. YouTube was what's it called again, like she was a YouTube agent. It was just like it was just she just got lucky with the algorithm, and then she blew fast. And some people it takes time, you know. Well, that's why I say probably like after you have to give her the benefit. Though probably she knew she was going to get this famous, but at the same time, yeah, the internet's just full of wankers and dickheads. To be honest, like especially you go on Twitter. And my Twitter is just so toxic.
yeah. But then now back to the main point of the topic of it potentially getting banned. Now people might be wondering why would on earth would TikTok, an app that's only been around for probably almost 2 years, one of the most downloaded apps on the Apple App Store, could be getting banned? Well, allegedly, I have to say that first. Allegedly,
Don't want to get sued.
that Yeah, I'm just gonna say allegedly because we not be so sure about it. But since TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, it's been found out that they've been taking they've been taking people's private information and possibly
Selling it.
putting it out there, giving it to another so-called industry that makes uses of them. And because of that, places like Hong Kong and India have already banned TikTok. And now there's talks in the United States and the UK and Australia that they are investigating this situation. And TikTok potentially might get banned in those countries too. So I'm trying to think about it. If TikTok was banned, you know what this would mean?
Uh, oh, so we're gonna have like another one of those, like when Vine got banned and then everyone just joined YouTube. Or like when TikTok gets banned, everyone's just gonna what's it called join YouTube as well.
Exactly. Because I remember when Vine was still around, the biggest Viners were King Batch and Disco Power. Now Vine got banned. Most of them moved on to YouTube. Some of them just went back to Instagram.
Some of them
And
flopped. Like some of them flopped, some of them survived, and some of them are just barely hanging. Like like Lelia Ponza, she's a huge what's it called influencer, but like her content's really bad. Like I'm not saying like it's bad as in like the quality's bad. It's like it's not funny. Like I see loads of commentary channels like talking about it. It's like it's not that funny. Like all she's her jokes are like, oh, I'm a Latina, or that weird face she does, or like I don't know.
yeah,
It's like it's just so weird.
yeah,
Like it's
the
not
weird
funny.
double
Like
chin face. Yeah,
yeah, the double chin, the double chin face, or like they have like that what's it called again, that sound effect, that dude sound effect, like dude.
oh
Uh, it's just really bad. Like there's some good ones, like for example Cody Cole or like Rudy Mancuso. I hope I didn't butcher that his name, but
yeah,
I enjoy
something
his
like that.
content. Like he's talented. Like but all the rest are just trash, man. And then the worst part of it, like when you make a video criticizing them, you just get copyright claim and then just take all your money. So like you can't say anything.
I mean, but if you're not making any money, then they can't take anything.
True. So it's a win-win for us, you know.
Yeah, it is a win. Now the thing is, about Lily Pons, when she started her YouTube channel, her content was actually good, but that was when she started. So that's like late 2016. So like the first few videos were actually all right. I think it was probably because of other people that were in the video, or probably the story was actually a good concept. But ever since she appeared in one of Marshmallow's music videos, actually no, Camila Cabello's Havana music video, it just went downhill. Not she's not funny. But the biggest the biggest person to come out of Vine and do big in YouTube is obviously the man known as Logan Paul.
Yeah, but Logan Paul's actually nice now. To be honest, his content's way better. The douchebag is Jake Paul, but then
Yeah,
again, he's a dickhead, so there's no point. There's no point saying
surprisingly,
anything.
yeah, surprisingly Logan Paul, he wasn't that big on Vine. I mean, okay, he has done well on Vine, but if you compare it to someone like King Batch, nah, there's a big gap in that. But comes on to YouTube, boom, 20 something million subscribers.
Yeah.
Mad.
Oh well. You just what's it called again? Algorithm. You know. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. You know. It
True.
is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah.
Now the
But
question
like,
is,
if TikTok gets banned, not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose a night of sleep. To be honest, like I don't really care about TikTok. It's just so boring. TikTok is toxic. Anyway, I'll come to there's something I'm gonna talk about at the end, but when you finish, so
all
we'll get
right,
back to that.
so All right, so some things I would just want to say. If TikTok does get banned, I will be absolutely relieved. I'll be like, yes, thank God, this app of cringe is out of the face of the earth. The only thing is the memories and the history. But at the same time, the history was absolutely terrible. But do you know a YouTuber called Matt Smith?
I used to like that guy, yeah. But all he does is reaction videos, so I just got sick and tired of watching him. So I haven't watched him in a long time. But
I
go
know.
on.
The last time he made a fun, actually good fun video to watch was back in the middle of 2017, where he did like a parody diss track onto either Logan
Logan Paul
Paul
and
or
Rice Gum, yeah.
Rice Gum.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
funny. He was like
that was
rice gum,
just
rice
funny.
bum. He was like rice gum, rice gum. What was it? Like rice gum, rice dumb, rice bum. That was
Yeah,
funny.
that was a fun video. And the thing is, ever since then, you started doing reactions, and you just basically turned into a black version of reaction time.
Yeah, which was it's
It
just
hurts,
and they're actually
but it has to be
and they're
done.
actually friends. You know that at the same. They're actually friends.
Yeah. But if you look at Dying Matt Smith TikTok, somehow I enjoy that more than his actual YouTube channel because his TikTok just reminisce on his past content, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's going back to my topic. Is like that. Majority of TikTok's trash, but there are some good. There are some good TikTokers. Tik TikTokers out there, and the thing is, yeah. So like, if you ban TikTok, okay, or like if you get rid of it altogether, like that's some people's livelihood you're destroying. Or like not like the same with Vine. Like when it got cancelled or destroyed, some people moved on to YouTube and they couldn't cope because like YouTube and Vine and TikTok, they're like different platforms, different algorithms, different stuff, and all that stuff, and they just died off. So like you're canceling or like destroying someone's livelihood. So like, and then they said, and then there's a thing with China with selling that. So like, how do we do? Like, first we have a problem here. There's one problem here that China are selling people's information to other companies, which is bad, and it's invasion of privacy. And there's another problem here. Like, what do we do with the people who are actually good and who might lose their livelihood if TikTok gets banned? Like we have two dilemmas here, and like we can't. And like, okay, obviously, people's information. People are going to be like, oh, it's my information. People are going to be more selfish and be like, oh, just ban it. We should ban TikTok. My privacy is more important than other people's livelihoods. Like, I don't know what to, like what can we do? Like what's the solution? The solution's hard. Like it's going to be hard to find a solution. But like at the end of the day, like some people's livelihoods is going to be tarnished because of this.
Yeah, totally. I get it. There are two dilemmas. But I think the biggest problem that needs to be dealt with is the selling of people's private information because, like you said, yo, y- like that's my privacy, that's my information. Like you're not comfortable with someone knowing your private information. Like I think that is the bigger problem because if you look at okay, TikTok is gets banned, it doesn't mean that it's all over. There are other platforms where people can move on to. Like if you were someone that did TikTok, a similar platform that you can put your content there is Instagram. Or if if you are somehow musically talented, like quote unquote Jacob Sartorius, you could move on to YouTube
You
and
should.
try
That's
putting
not
music
quote unquote.
there.
That's what's it called again? The when you do two things with your fingers and you put them down. Like what's it called? What's that thing called again? Uh,
Uh,
what you do? The problem is that this podcast is audio, so we can't express it. We can't express anyway. Like take a Sartorius. Talented. That's a big word to be honest. Like he's okay. He's not talented, but go on.
yeah, but that was during musically, and it was a bit weird, but at least at the same time, it was actually fun and creative. On TikTok, people put too much effort onto TikTok. They put too much effort, and that's why I'm like, nah. If people are putting too much effort onto TikTok, what's the point of me being there anyways? Me be like, but people would be like, well, look at YouTube. People putting too much effort onto that. I'm like, that is YouTube. YouTube is completely different to TikTok. TikTok is basically like, your 15 to 60 second clip that you can just put on there. Finish watching that, move on to the next one. YouTube is just basically long videos, or basically shorter videos, or even podcasts like this one.
Yeah, the number one podcast in Ireland. It's reality.
But then, like, yeah, I'm just more concerned about the people's private information. That one is just, oh no, man, that one is the worst one out of the two. That second one can be dealt with. The first one is the bigger situation that needs to be focused on.
Because like that situation affects more people. Therefore, since more people are affected about most people are going to be affected from it. What you call again? More people are going to talk about it. But at the end of the day, like first, like how would I say it? Like the first problem is the data, and I don't think China are going to stop because China just don't really care. Like they do what they want, and like and the second and like even the problem with like it's tough, okay, but like all we have to do is just tell them like you just have to move on. Like if it gets banned or something, like it's a tough world out there, and unfortunately, it ain't kind.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
But unfortunately, it is what it is. Anyway, speaking about TikTok, I remember I saw this TikTok about a girl filming in a plane. She was dancing in the plane. I was wondering, I hate some people when you go on a plane, right? Sometimes do you hate what's called again? Going on a what's called on a plane ride? Is it plane? Is that how you say plane ride or something? Or going on an airplane or something like that? Going on a flight, sorry, flight. Going on a flight. Sometimes flights are annoying. So like, what's like your weirdest? What's the weirdest story you ever encountered? Ever happened when you're on a flight?
Hmm. Let's see. What is the most weirdest story ever?
Because like there has to be a story like people are weird, man, and when you put loads of people from different backgrounds and different stuff, there's obviously going to be something weird that's going to happen or something. Like I don't know, my life is a story, and there's loads of stuff that's happening. But anyway, I'll let you go first. Then what's it called again? Then then I'll say tell my story.
Okay, so this one goes back to December 2015 when I was going on a Christmas holiday to Boston, Massachusetts. Now, where I was sitting next to the pathway, so at least I wasn't sitting in the middle. And then I saw this girl. Okay, she looked fine, she looked nice. So then I wanted to try and holler, but then I was just thinking, how would I be able to holler without acting so weird? So I was thinking of ways of how I cannot be weird. But one thing I did, I had a copybook in front of me, and I opened into a blank page, and then I don't remember the exact sentence I wrote, but I think I wrote something like, "Hey, my name's Usman. Nice to meet you. What's your name?" So once I did that, I just showed it to her without trying to be like, "Hey, look at this." I just kind of showed it to her and trying I hope that she looked at it, and then when she did look at it, she was like, "Oh my God, what is he
She's like,
doing?"
this. She's like, this guy's a weirdo. Like he's a creep, man. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, and it was totally weird. And the thing
Is that
was,
it?
that's when that was just like the weird. That was just the beginning of the weird part because I wrote
Oh, so there's more.
so like I wrote more. I wrote more into the page, and I actually thought that my technique was working.
Radley
So
was a flop.
I wrote more, and I showed it into her, and then she just told me like, "Hey yo, just stop, please." And then I just felt I just felt myself just go a bit down. I was just like, oh,
Man, you took an
oh,
L, man. That was a huge L, man. It
yeah,
was your fault, man. You shouldn't be doing that at airport, man. Come on, like.
yeah. It was in the plane, but, okay. The story didn't end, and fortunately, it got it got it got a bit better. It got better from there, and
Oh,
then
well. You can only go
I
up
took off.
from rock bottom, as they say.
I mean, I took off my seatbelt. I pulled up the handbar, and I just switched to look at her, and I just talked straight to her face and said, "Hey, yo, sorry for being weird. I just thought you looked nice. I just wanted to talk to you. So, how are you doing?" And then luckily enough, she replied, and we actually had like a decent conversation. And she's basically American. She's American, and she's from Newbury, Massachusetts. So I asked her one question like, so how how's high school in America like? Is it like how we see in TV and television and in movies with the whole lockers and how the kids act and the classrooms and all that stuff? And she said, and then she told me like, eh, some 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 of them, but not all of them.
It's
I
just
remember
like
that was the main point of the conversation.
it's. Don't believe everything Hollywood tells you, like High School Musical.
Yeah, and the thing was, at the time she was actually a college student and she was going to graduate the next the next year.
Oh, that mad. Did she tell you what course she
Yeah.
was doing?
No, she didn't tell me the course she was doing. She just told me that she was just in her final year and she was going to graduate the next year.
That was the end of your conversation. That was the end of your
No,
story. You never saw her again.
no, I mean we continued talking till we landed and we got into the arrival section. And this is kind of like Fast and Furious 7 in the end, except the
Well,
moment
it's like,
wasn't sad. The moment wasn't sad. She went right, I went left. I just said, I said goodbye, and she said goodbye too, and that was just the end of it.
that was all she wrote.
Yeah,
That was
that's
all
all she
she
wrote.
wrote. So my story, okay, my story was different. There's no girls in it. For one. So basically, it's just 2016. Okay, I was traveling from Istanbul to Dublin, and I was on a Turkish airline plane. So it was me. I was near the what's it called again, near the window. There was this
Okay,
guy in the middle. He was Arab, and he couldn't speak English. He was only speaking Arabic, and there was this Irish guy next to it was on the right. So this is 2016. So it was like Islamophobia. I say it wasn't as bad as it is now, but it was still there, and people were still scared. So I was talking to this guy, and I brought up a Arabic book, okay, and it was in Arabic. So I was trying to speak Arabic, and then I try, and then he'd be like, "Naam, naam, alhamdulillah, mashallah." Yeah. So
okay,
while we were speaking, yeah, trying to conversation in Arabic, I was looking. I noticed the guy on the right, the Irish guy. He was looking at us, you know. And there was this look on his face, like he was scared, like his eyes were bulging out. I think he was sweating a bit. And he was just there. He was thinking, "What's wrong? What's wrong with these people, man?" Like he's probably scared. So like we would just be speaking, and then like every 5 minutes, you get up, go to the back, and come back. Go to the back of Lodge Cog in the plane. Probably have a drink, a few drinks, and then you come back. He just gets up. He just keeps doing that like every like 5, 10. Every like between like there's an interval between he's doing that. And I was like, this guy is strange, man. Like it was just weird. He just come back, and then he kept on staring at us like while we were reading. So I was like, what's wrong with this guy? And I was like, Archie, are you okay? So he's like, no, I'm all right, no problem. Like, you sure? It's like, you've been acting weird. It's like, nah, it's okay, you know. I just went down to get a few drinks, you know. Like, you're on a plane, you're not supposed to drink that much. It's like, I will. What's it called again, makes me a bit calm. It's like, calm. It's like, what you go again? Why do you need to be calm? Like, it's just a plane ride. It's like, you know, some people are scared of flights or something, and some people are scared of flights anyway. But it was like that. I was like, I think he was telling the truth. And then he was like, oh, I'm scared of flying. Like I was like, oh. Then I was like, then I was like, and I was like, just take the piss. I was like, oh, well, hopefully we don't get blown up. And man had like this weird look on his face, like, oh, I was like nervous laughing. Hopefully we don't. And I was then, and then I was like, I let the poor guy, and I stopped speaking Arabic with the guy next to me. And then at the end of the flight, you know, when you leave the flight, yeah,
Yeah,
when the plane's on the ground and you're about to leave, you know, especially if it's a long flight, they give you like a blanket or what's it called again, like a pillow or something like that. And
yeah.
you know, majority of people leave it. Some people just take it. Some people take it, but majority of people leave it. This guy, yeah, he took two pillows, yeah. His pillow, like the pillow he had, and the pillow the other guy had, the Arabic guy, and two blankets, and he shoved them in his bag, and he just left. I was like, I was like, what is wrong with this guy, man? First man scared that he thought the plane's going to blow up because two guys were just speaking Arabic to each other, and number two, what's it called again? It just takes stuff. It just takes what's it called again, the plane stuff that you're not meant to take. I was like, what a weird blow.
Damn.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
I wonder where he is now. He's probably telling his kids. I sat next one day. I was on a plane when I sat next to two Muslims and they were speaking Arabic. I was scared shitless. Or probably, you know, like some people they say others let's call them. They try to change the narrative. They be like, oh, I sat next to two Muslim guys, but you know, luckily, yeah, I just kept an eye on them and I prevented them from blowing up the what's called a plane. One of them even told me that hopefully the plane doesn't blow up. So I kept my eye on him just in case just in case something happens. You know, I think I'm a hero, but you know, I don't really care. It's just mad.
Yeah.
Airplanes are what's called airports are mad, especially like. Do you watch what's cooking those shows where they show people on working at airport, like for example Dubai Busy's airport or Heathrow airport and all that stuff. Do you ever watch one of them?
Yeah. I watched one show. I think it's called Border Security Australia.
Mm. Oh yeah, them as well. But like the ones what's called the ones that you see when they talk about in airports and all that stuff, it's really funny because there are some weird and stupid people out there. Honestly, God, some weird people out there. Right, there's this one woman, yeah. She was in Luton, yeah, and she brought a cat from France to what's called again to Luton, and the cat had no. She put the cat in a bag. Like this is like I say, this is like early 2000s. She put him in the bag, and she brought him all the way from France to Luton, and then the people tell them that she's not allowed to leave with the cat, and then she just left, and she was out, and then she was screaming. She's like, when the securities went and tried to cut up with her, so they can send the cat back. She was like, she was French. She was like, I try my best French accent. She was like, these people, they won't let me out of the country. They think I'm a terrorist because I bring my cat. My cat did nothing. And she was like, she's just screaming and all that stuff. I was like, you need to have like, it's either how dumb can you be? Like, you bring a cat, no passport, no document to a country, and then they won't let you in the country, and then you have the audacity to say, "Oh, I'm a terrorist because I bring a cat." Like, just goes to show, you know, there are a few nut jobs out there. Hopefully, we don't bump into any, but there are a few.
Hopefully.
And hopefully, you don't miss
Uh,
your flight because if you miss your flight, you're fucked. They're going to kill you.
Aye, that's the worst thing about flying. When you miss your flight. Oh Lord. I mean, thank God I never missed a flight in my entire life. But just the thought about missing a flight, just the whole thing, like imagine you're trying to run to the gate where they're boarding and then they close and you miss the whole flight, which probably means you have to wait for the next one. I mean, you probably have to pay more money just to get into that flight. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
just
it's
sucks.
just a whole situation you just don't want to be in.
Just sucks. Anyway, we're getting to 45 minutes. Oh, it's going to be near 40 minutes. Should we call it a day, Usman?
Hey, you're the host.
We have any?
Anything
Will
goes
we
with
have any?
you.
Well, yeah. I'm the host for today, but anything to add, Usman?
I'm
To
okay with everything. I'm just feeling a bit tired at the moment.
yeah, it's nearly 12. Anyway, so I've been your host, Abdullahi. Sorry, why do I keep saying my full name? I've been your host, Abdul, and Usman's been the co-host today. Hope you enjoyed the show. Anything to add, Usman, before we leave?
Yeah, if you did enjoy this episode of the podcast, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Any opinions you have on the topics we talked about, leave them in the comment section below. Follow everybody's links and a playlist to this podcast, which is also in the description. And subscribe to the Into Reality Clips channel, which will possibly be in the link as well.
Yeah, and don't forget, Reality Podcast. We have what's called clips. We have 5 subscribers, so hopefully by next time we have at least one more. So I've been your host. This has been Into Reality Podcast, the #1 podcast in Ireland. Good night and take care.
Peace.